Hola, bienvenido a otro episodio de Gramática conmigo, the small-town Spanish teacher. So today we're going to talk about el tiempo compuesto. Okay, so el tiempo compuesto is a fancy way of saying a compound tense. Okay, now this is a compound tense. It's also referred to as the present perfect. In English, we call it the present perfect. So in Spanish, it's el tiempo compuesto, and it's a compound tense because it's made up of two verbs. Neither one of these verbs on their own is truly a verb. So it is a compound verb. We're going to put two verbs together. So the present perfect. So the present perfect in English is the verb have or has with a past participle. And if you don't remember how to make a past participle, I suggest you watch the video on how to form a past participle. So we take our verb have, and then we add our past participle, and we have our compound tense. For example, I have finished my work. Okay, I have finished my work. So here, the present perfect is this phrase, have finished. Okay, it is a compound tense because it's made up of two verbs. So in Spanish, we're also going to have this compound tense. And so it would be yo he, and then here my past participle, terminado mi trabajo. No, trabajo, not trabajo. See, we all make mistakes. The trick is catching them. So, yo he terminado mi trabajo. All right, so he terminado, this is my tiempo compuesto in the present tense. Okay, el tiempo compuesto del presente. He terminado. So, how do we make this present tense? Well, let's take a look at it. As I mentioned, the tiempo compuesto del presente is made up of two different verbs, right? Our first verb, all erased. Our first verb is haber. Now, haber means to have, but it means to have done something, right? To have done. Not like, I would never use haber to say, I have a book in my hand. I wouldn't say, yo he un libro. It doesn't make any sense. You would say, yo tengo un libro, right? So, haber is used to say to have done, okay? You have already had experience with this verb haber because I is a form of this verb haber as well. There is or there are, okay? But we'll get into that another day. So, haber, we're going to use this to say to have done, and then we're going to tack onto it that past participle. But let's start with haber, okay? So, haber, we have our subjects. We've got yo, we have tú, we have usted and él and ella. We have nosotros, and we have ustedes and ellos and ellas, right? Okay, so if I am the subject, it will be he. Yo he empezado. Yo he aprendido español. Yo he comido todo el pastel. I was hungry. Tú has. Has terminado el trabajo? Have you finished your work? ¿Qué has hecho? What have you done? Has practicado mucho. You have practiced a lot. Te has preparado. You have prepared yourself. Has. Usted, él o ella is going to be a. El perro ha desaparecido. The dog has disappeared. Mi hermana ha robado mi suéter favorito. My sister has stolen my favorite sweater. El chico se ha lastimado. The boy has gotten hurt. He has hurt himself. Okay. Nosotros hemos. There's an H there. Hemos. Okay. Nosotros hemos manejado por horas. We have driven for hours, or we have been driving for hours. Hemos perdido el dinero. We have lost the money. Hemos ido a Asia. We have gone to Asia. Ustedes, ellos, o ellas is going to be han. ¿Sí? ¿Han comprado el regalo? Have you guys bought the present? ¿Ya han llegado tus padres? Have your parents arrived yet? Ellas han hecho muchos amigos. The girls have made a lot of friends. They have made a lot of friends. Okay? So, haber. Our first is haber. And then we're going to add on to haber. We're going to add to haber that past participle. Okay? Now, my last video talked about how to form a past participle. Should probably just make this eraser bigger, right? Una goma más grande. Okay, so we have our verb haber, and then we're going to tack on to it this past participle. Okay, this participio pasado. Now, a participio pasado, this is the verb that ends usually in ado or ido. There are some exceptions, some of the most common being like hecho or escrito. Okay, so we do have some exceptions. So we have haber with our participio pasado. So haber, just repeating one more time, we have a, as, a, hemos, and an. So this is how we get our have or has done. Okay, it's both of these together. Yo he bailado. I have danced. Tú has vivido. You have lived. Ella ha hecho. She has done. Nosotros hemos escrito. We have written. Mis padres han dicho. My parents have said. All right. So we have our have. We have our have on this side, right? And then we have our action, what we've done on this side. All right. It's a compound tense. We need them both together. Okay? Please check out the practice for some more examples. I'll write a couple more examples here, but this is the basics of it. In the next video, we'll talk about how to say had done in the past, el tiempo compuesto del pasado. But this one's just for the present. So let's take a look at a couple examples. Okay? So we can say el bebé. Uy. My stylus isn't wanting to work today. I tried a new one so it wouldn't be so clicky. Ha llorado mucho. Okay, so we have the baby, right? The baby has cried a lot. El bebé ha llorado mucho, right? Remember, this wouldn't make sense. If I got rid of the a and I said el bebé llorado mucho, it wouldn't make sense, okay? It would in English, the baby cried a lot, but it wouldn't make sense in Spanish. We need to have this a there, right? El bebé ha llorado mucho, right? So let's not get rid of the a. El bebé ha llorado mucho. Okay, let's do another example. Yo he... let me think of one here. Yo he roto el vaso. I was going to say varios. We'll change that to varios. Why not? Varios vasos. Okay? Yo he roto varios vasos. I have broken various glasses. It's true. I'm clumsy. Yo he roto varios vasos. Okay, let's get another one here. We'll make a question one because sometimes the question ones can be a little bit more tricky to understand. Okay. Has pensado en tu futuro. Okay. Has pensado en tu futuro. Have you thought, right? Have you thought about your future? has pensado. So the only difference is in a sentence, I would say, you have thought. But now I have this question mark here. So I have to say, have you thought? Okay. So have you thought about your future? ¿Has pensado en tu futuro? Or if my subject is plural, right? I might say han. See? Han ido antes han ido antes a Mexico. I'll say Mexico. All right? So, han ido antes a Mexico. So this would be have y'all, right? Have all of you, ustedes. Have you gone before to Mexico? Right? Now, in English, we would say, have you been? You can say han estado, have you been? But it's more correct to say, have you gone? Han ido. So, han ido antes a Mexico? Have you gone to Mexico before? All right, so that's how we use it in context. It really is just a simple matter of my verb haber, right? My verb haber, and then my past participle. That's really all it is. So get to know this verb haber in the present, review your past participles, and you have el tiempo compuesto, your compound tense. Don't forget to check out the practices for even more examples.